Hello everybody, welcome back to another weekday KPC Live. Today I'm going to be talking about a lot of Korean social issues and entertainment news. The biggest news today I have is about NewJeans, Hee-jin, and Ador. The fight goes on. There have been some major updates on the situation, so giving you a little brief on that. And we have another huge news that hit us a few days ago, which not a lot of people know, about the worst cult leader, JMS, finally getting sentenced and justice being served. So gonna be reporting about that. And also there has been a very tragic and another massive accident that happened just today in Seoul, South Korea. Not in Seoul, in South Korea. And yeah, it is pretty big news, so I'll be covering that alongside with a lot of just general news about the Korean society. So yeah, today's gonna be a very jam-packed one as usual. So hello everybody, welcome here. And if you haven't liked the video yet, before we go on, I would like to ask you guys to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. The notifications and analytics tell me that 60% of our viewers have not subscribed to the KPC Live and KPC channel, so it would really help if you could support me through subscribing and liking. I'm always open to receive extra support through PayPal and Super Chat during the live streams, and I'll read your comments if you do. So let's go on. So who is in the chat? Let's see. Aaron is here. Who's fighting? We'll get into that in a few minutes. Navneet is here. CT Lim is here. Hello, Harleen. And Miso Soup, 10:25 p.m. here in the West. And Carol, San Diego, California. Slav, David, could you not find a better time? It's 12:27 a.m. in the morning in the US. I know, Slav, but I need to switch up the time for the globe, right? I'm sorry, but you know, sometimes I have to switch up the time and I have to cater to my own schedule as well. I had a morning issue to resolve. So yeah, hello SA109, and it's 1:26 a.m. Tuesday in Canada. So I guess this is going to be a late night stream for many of you. Hopefully I'll end it early so that you won't have to lose that much on your sleep. Elsa, hello, and Jennifer, hello. Tion and SS Daja Hao. Aaron B, 6:37 a.m. in the UK. Wow, okay, it's early in the morning in the UK. So, I don't know, it's a little bit late. It's a little bit early in a lot of the time zones. For Asia right now, it's actually the prime time. So, hope to see some fellow Asians in the chat too. Foon Moon Monday, PM. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Anna said she couldn't do lives with me anymore. Yes, I have been notified of that and we've talked over it. And I've actually, what do you call it? I've actually talked about it in one of my previous live streams as well. So I think you've missed that one. Raquel from Brazil, hello. Yummy yummy yum nom. Having lunch in Malaysia. Okay, great. Great. So, 100 people in the chat so far. Today, it's a special occasion because you will only be able to chat if you are a subscriber. If you've been subscribed over 5 minutes, so if you want to chat midstream, you better subscribe by now. Okay. So, let's go on straight ahead with the news for today. So, starting with some very heavy news. I know there have been a lot of accidents and incidents happening in Korea and around the globe, especially right now in California and Los Angeles. My condolences to everybody who has had any kind of damage or effect from the wildfire situation. I know it's out of control over there. Hopefully, everything goes back to normal sending prayers and positive energy towards you. And also, of course, in Korea's case as well, the Jeju Air incident is still under investigation, and also they're cleaning up the place, and the victims and the bereaved are still mourning. And it's a very tough situation. I don't know why, but a lot of these tragic incidents have been happening consecutively in this time frame. However, today my heart is heavy because yesterday I remember I was working in the office until late night, and it was extremely cold. I usually, as you can see, even now it's like 3:30 p.m. in the office, and it's still cold. I still have like electric heater on with me, but the office is extremely cold. However, last night was exceptional. I just had to go home. I had no choice but to, because I was shuddering all the time, and I just couldn't really focus on work because my hands and my feet were freezing. And the reason to that was because yesterday night the temperature went down below zero, and also that's like freezing point, and also there was a little bit of snow, but it was between snow and drizzly rain and all that. So when the rain came down and the temperature started to drop as the night proceeded on, obviously it created ice on the road. So right now, even if you walk outside in the streets of Seoul or Korea in general on the northern side, there's a lot of ice. So it's very slippery. So if you're in Seoul right now, watch out. Be careful when you're putting steps and steps. Dolly Baby, thank you for the super chat. Pizza. $20. Thank you. I'm so surprised to see you this early. Surprised to see you here as well in this time. Yeah. So what happened yesterday night is this is actually a huge event. Spate of accidents involving 44 vehicles caused chaos on icy highway to Paju. So Paju, it's an adjacent city next to Seoul. You can travel maybe 40 minutes to an hour to get to Paju if you take the highway. And because of the ice, we call it black ice because you can't really see it. It's very thin during the night especially. And a series of collisions involving 44 vehicles caused severe traffic congestion on a highway connecting Seoul and Gyeonggi to Paju during Tuesday morning's commute. The accidents occurred around 5:15 a.m. near the Kusan IC on the Jayu Highway in Goyang, Gyeonggi, heading towards Paju, according to police and fire authorities. So the fire department reported that the collisions included 4 6-vehicle accidents, 1 3-vehicle pileup, 6 2-vehicle crashes, and 5 single-vehicle incidents affecting a total of 44 vehicles. This is crazy. So at least to think positively, to find a silver lining in this, if possible. It's not 44 vehicles crashing all together. It was separate incidents. However, in total, 44 vehicles were colliding against each other because of the thin ice and the cold weather and such, which caused a huge bottleneck in the commute and such. I really hope nobody was hurt. In this article, we don't have reports about any deaths and such. I hope there is none. But this was actually a huge case in the morning. The news was blazing about it, and always another reminder for all of you who are, living in parts of the world right now which are cold. Always be careful of driving in the cold, especially in rainy weather, because I don't know how to link this, but everybody's very frightened about plane crashes in general, right? Airplane and flights. However, you got to understand that the probability of getting into an accident under a driving situation, a car situation, is way higher, and incidents like this can happen all the time. So always be on the lookout, drive safely, everybody. And I'm just so sad that these kind of incidents are happening consecutively. over this short time frame. So I really hope that nobody was severely affected by this. This just hits me a little bit more harder because I don't have any family member that was directly affected by a car crash or car accident. However, one of my best friends in middle to high school, I really I was actually close to him, and his father actually passed away in a sudden car accident. I still vividly remember that day. It was like in the middle of high school, and we were just studying, and then he got called out, and we all just straight ahead went to the funeral, and it was because of a car crash. So you always have to be safe on that. Put your safety belts on, and so be safe, everybody. And in regards to the fire and everything that's happening all over the world. So yeah, a massive collision happened in Korea right now. It's freezing cold. And in regards to that, actually, another tragic piece came out yesterday in terms of the North Korean soldiers. So what's happening is you might have seen the news over the past few months that North Korea has sent troops to Russia to fight in the Ukraine-Russian war. And these people, these soldiers have basically been being used as, like shields. They're on the front line. They're just getting shot down by drones and missiles and all that. And it's honestly very heartbreaking to see them actually getting deployed and in the battlefields. That's one thing, but there have been some, I guess, hostages, not hostages, but what do you call them, refugees, or what do you call them, poro in English? I forgot the word. The people that are captured during wars. The word is just not clicking in my head. Captives, yeah. These people have been they've become captives from the Ukrainian side, and if you look at this new report right now, the Ukrainian military released a video on Sunday showing 2 North Korean soldiers allegedly being interrogated after their capture in Russia's Kursk region, where they displayed seemingly hesitant attitudes about returning to their country. It was a 3-minute video posted on X, and the soldiers were either sitting down or lying down as they answered the questions, and the questions appeared to be posed by a man who speaks Korean. So as you can see, obviously they are real people, and they can speak Korean, and you can actually hear the North Korean accent being spoken by them. I've seen some of the actual footage. You can actually type it on YouTube and check them out. There are subtitles. They were asked, "Do you want to return to North Korea?" And they were like, "If I have to, I will." But they were very reluctant. And when they were asked, "Do you want to stay in Ukraine?" they were like, "Can I? Are Ukrainian people kind?" And the interpreter answered, "Yeah, yes, everyone is kind here." They were like, "Then I want to stay here." And the most heartbreaking scene was when the interpreter asked them, "Why are you here? Like, do you know why you're here?" They were like, "Oh, we were told that we are going to get some training as of like in a real time war simulation." So basically, they weren't told or updated or briefed about the situation, that they were actually gonna get they were actually going to get killed, or going to into a real battlefield, but they thought this was training, apparently. So yeah, North Korea is just sending their soldiers to the battlefield and using them as human shields, and these poor soldiers don't even know what they're fighting for. They think it's actual training, and they see their comrades and their fellow soldiers falling to the ground and getting, killed and all that. So that's just very horrible, and it's just so sad. So I don't know what will happen to them. For 100%, when these soldiers, if they are taken back to North Korea, they will probably be executed, and their families will face some kind of penalty as well. That's how North Korea works. I feel like, the media has been putting these soldiers and their families on risk and danger by actually posting these videos, but it has already spread on X and YouTube and multi social media platforms. So I don't know what will happen, but let's hope for for the North Korean government to have mercy on their families. These people are just poor people that got just caught by the in the crossfire, right? Can they go to South Korea? I don't think our government is going to intersect in this situation. It's a very tricky geopolitical issue because if we were to receive them, then that would cause, it would actually be it would actually mean like us actively intervening in the war. Like, I mean, we have indirectly, along with the United States and a lot of the UN, supported the Ukrainian side. However, I think taking North Korean captives as defectors, that's another issue. So that could trigger some sparks between North Korea and South Korea's, political stance right now. So it could actually create extra conflict. So yeah, indeed, this is a very sad situation. I don't know if they could provide them asylum. Yes, it's not sure. We'll have to see. I hope they don't get sent back. Yes, of course. Prisoners of war. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Anyways, it's very starting off with some sad news. That was some sad news, but to cheer up the mood a little bit, as you can see in the title, we have some very good progress in the story of the biggest and notorious and worst cult from South Korea, which is JMS. And a lot of you might have already seen JMS through the Netflix documentary I Am a God. You can actually check it out on Netflix even now. But this guy who's smiling like a devil over here, if you know the context, Netflix exposed JMS leader is finally jailed 17 years. So finally, we get some closure and justice. So South Korea's Supreme Court has upheld a 17-year prison sentence for Chung Myung-seok, which is the the full name for JMS, the 79-year-old leader of the controversial religious group known as Jesus Morning Star, JMS. And Chung was convicted of raping and sexually assaulting 3 female followers, 2 foreigners, and 1 South Korean on 23 occasions between 2018 and 2021. And if you just watch the documentary, you will realize that this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is what he was just prosecuted for. He was in court for. These are the cases that we can legally prove that he sexually assaulted these 3 particular individuals. However, if you see the documentary over a decade, over like multiple years, he has, made his own palace, his own wonderland in like a remote area of Korea, and he's lured in naive and just helpless, hopeless people to his side and into the organization, make them just sacrifice and make them serve and volunteer for the organization. And among that was definitely like sexual service as well. So he literally had, his own I guess pleasure group or whatever, something like that. And these girls, these women, they were all gaslighted and they were all manipulated into believing that he was actually the savior. And then that, how the narrative goes. I don't know in detail, but like their sins are going to be cleansed only if they have, sexual intercourse with him and stuff like that. So it was really disgusting. And if you go on into the article, the court recognized that the victims were in a psychologically vulnerable state due to religious brainwashing. So I know a lot of people, there are some cold-hearted people that say, like, these people are dumb. How does anybody actually get tricked into a cult and even give their body and offer sexual services to a cult leader? Like, that person is not in their right mind. They're super naive. And that's exactly, I mean, if you actually think about it, that's exactly what's happening. These people are in a vulnerable state. They're not thinking correctly. They're emotionally manipulated, and they have no hope in society. They have nobody to lean on, and this place acts like a safe haven for temporary. And they just get comfortable there, and they just actually like persuade themselves, believing that this is like a heavenly kind of location, and that cult leader is God. So yeah, because of this religious brainwashing, they were unable to resist Jung's actions. Alongside his prison term, Jung will also be required to wear an electronic tracking bracelet for 15 years and is banned for working at child-related facilities for 10 years. I mean, this is definitely a given and obvious about like wearing electronic tracking bracelets for 15 years and child-related facilities. Like, what are you talking about working at? Banned from working at? He can't even be near those facilities, right? So, Jung gained international notoriety after his crimes were exposed in the Netflix documentary series In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal in March last year. Jung is also facing additional trials for further allegations of sexual assault. If convicted, his prison term could be extended. So far, you got to know that a lot of people are still angry even with this sentence. They are saying a 17-year sentence, that's too light. What are you talking about? He should get a life sentence and such. And I agree too. If you know the full context of what he did, he definitely he deserves the death penalty at some point. However, as the article says, he's facing more and more charges, so the years are definitely gonna add on to it. And if you actually consider his age, which is 79 years old, if he goes into prison right now and serves a 17-year sentence, that means when he's out, he's going to be 97. So I think that's, by the full extent of the law of like what the judges can do right now, that is equivalent to a life sentence. So yeah, hopefully he just dies and rots in hell and also in jail. So yeah, but I think it is very important to add on to his sentences and actually sentence him like heavier penalties and give him the full force of the law, just to set examples to the future generations and such. So yeah, this was a very, very crooked case. I can't even describe what happened. Like, if you actually watch the documentary, like, actually smart people get manipulated to go into it. Like, they said in the documentary, like, more than half of the people that initially entered the JMS cult was highly educated individuals from like Sky University and stuff. So yeah, yes. So he could live another 20 years. I know, right? But let's hope he gets an additional sentence and it adds up so that it's actually equivalent for a life sentence, right? So yeah, and it's crazy to think that he still has followers that are actually trying to get him out of jail. They're trying to bail him out. They are trying to defend him. He has like a massive luxurious army of what do you call them, lawyers next to him. And yeah, that's why it dragged on so long. And finally, I guess, like, if there's so much evidence like that, then even if you have like the best lawyers, it's just hard to turn the tables. But yeah, like, finally there is justice. And it's all about the timing and the right words. Oftentimes they use poverty, racial, or religious topics to make people feel safe. Exactly. All cults are like that. Yeah. Yeah, like, and just FYI, if you come to Korea, there will be seldom encounters of cult people approaching you. And you will probably find them, like, most likely in Hongdae district. If you go to the Hongdae area and if you go walk around the main street, like the big street, there's this very popular place where these cult people approach you, and they usually work in two. They have backpacks on, one guy, one girl, and they will approach you and start saying bullshit like, "Oh, you have like a nice face, you know, there's nice energy there, but there's a little bit of misfortune over there, and I have a solution to that. Weren't you experiencing some kind of trouble recently, blah blah blah." And they try to fit the narrative, and then they're like, "Can we talk in a cafe or like McDonald's?" And the weird thing is they ask for you to buy them like a meal. So obviously these people are getting exploited too. They're brainwashed too, and they're not getting fed well. So they drag you into like these fast food restaurants or cafes and say like, "Oh, I would really appreciate, you know, you buying me like a hamburger or a cup of coffee, and that would actually kind of help, like, you know, cleansing your soul or whatever, something like that." So these people often approach foreigners as well, because they know that foreigners in Korea, they're very gullible to the because of the context that they think like these Koreans are just very kind people, naive people approaching them, trying to make friends and like talk with them. And foreigners often are very lonely in Korea as well. So if you get sudden attention by like a stranger in Korea, then like some people might be, you know, might fall under those like operations. So be careful, be aware of them. Yeah, so if you feel anything fishy, just run out, just refuse and say like, it's okay. Yeah. I've been approached multiple times, and they usually target people that are just alone on their phones, are waiting for people, or just sitting down on a bench or something like that, and they just slowly come up to you and say like, "How's your day going? You know, oh, I just realized that you really look pretty or handsome, and there's something that can enhance your luck in life, your fortune or success, and all that kind of stuff." So yeah, they never feel any remorse. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. So, hello, Kel. Welcome to the chat. Hello, Living Sweetly, Nuna. It's so hard to deprogram these followers. I know, right? I mean, for the outsiders in the outside realm, like in the normal society, for us, it's just very obvious that they're getting manipulated and they're brainwashed. But people who are deeply into that cult, like as you said, it takes so many efforts to actually deprogram them, and that was actually proven by the victim named Maple. She was the victim that actually stood up against JMS. After a while, she realized that this was wrong. She was getting manipulated, and she was kind of like the whistleblower of the whole organization. And if you see in this article over here, JMS Chung Myung-seok 17-year sentence is confirmed, and victim Maple says justice really exists. So she's a Hong Kongese person, from what I know. She's not Korean, although she does look Korean. But she appeared in the Netflix documentary, and she actually exposed so much valuable information, and she really helped in the investigations, gathering evidence and testimonies and all that. And she definitely got her justice. And I know, like, it could never be, you know, she could never, she's probably never going to be able to escape the actual trauma she experienced, and it's going to haunt her for, you know, the future. However, this sentence at least serves some sort of justice for her, right? So she held a press conference and said, "The only reason I fought this hard was to stop Chung Myung-seok so that there would be no more victims. Thank you." And there was also the professor, Kim Do-hyung, who has supported JMS victims. And yeah, he appeared in the documentary too. He was one of the fighters to actually reveal the hidden, you know, cult, JMS. And Maple said, "If it weren't for the professor, I wouldn't have started at all. And if it weren't from the documentary, I Am God, I wouldn't have received this much attention. I'm grateful to everyone who has been with me throughout the process, my family and citizens." And when asked how she waited for the sentencing, she said, "My heart is complicated, but after a long fight, the answer has come out and I realized that justice really exists. Of course, 17 years is not enough to compensate for all the pain and suffering I suffered, but I'm glad that I can guarantee that no more real victims will appear in the future." She also expressed hope and said, "I had a hard time mentally in Hong Kong and the future was uncertain because of the treatment. I couldn't find a job." That is harsh. "Now that everything is over, I think I can start anew." Regarding her future plans, she said, "I started writing down everything that happened 3 years ago, my feelings and my thoughts. I'm organizing them one by one, and I don't have a specific plan for what to do next, but I think I'll have a chance to reveal it later." So yeah, Maple also gave courage to the victims, saying, "I've finished it so other victims can finish it too. Cheer up, my case is over, but I'll continue to be with you, so we'll win until the end." What a courageous girl. What a courageous woman. And also the professor and everybody that helped. And actually, I'm very proud of one of my Hyungs that I know, which is a friend. And we're from the same class of my school, my university. And he became a producer. And he's actually one of the co-producers of the documentary I'm a God. And when, like, you know, just TMI, when we traveled together in Japan just for travel, we were going around, and it was actually a funny incident. We were just taking pictures on this bridge, and I mean, for real, attractive looking girls, like 3 girls approached us, and they were all very attractive. They were all good looking and very pretty. So we were like, oh, the Korean craze, the Korean hype is actually real. Like, I heard Japanese women actually like Korean men, and this is really happening. So we engaged in a conversation, and like 1 minute later, they started handing us out some papers, and they were like, "Could you sign this?" And we were like, "What's this?" And we read it carefully. Like, normally they say some bullshit reason about, like, we're trying to help, like, you know, for some good cause and stuff. It's only your name, so just signing it would be very helpful towards us. And a lot of people just don't understand because it's like, you know, in English and blah blah blah. But then I read it carefully, and it said that it was like a, what do you call it, a petition to free JMS from jail. So they were collecting petitions from ordinary people on the streets, and they were gathering like numbers, like tens of thousands of people agreed that JMS had done good to society, and he was falsely like accused and prosecuted, so he deserves to be like freed from jail and all that kind of stuff. And they were actually followers of JMS, and I actually experienced that. And my hyung that was next to me, when I explained that they were followers of JMS, like, despite them being good looking and attractive and whatsoever, he got instantly super super angry, and he started yelling at them, saying like, "How naive do you have to be? Even after that whole documentary I put my blood, sweat and tears into, like, I'm sure you watched it too because it was like a global sensation. Everybody watched it. Everyone was talking about it at the time, and I'm sure the supporters and everyone watched it too. Even after all of that, how can you still support this lunatic, this devil, this demon, and go around try to get the signatures of innocent people to be used in such a crooked way?" Like, and he was like, he threw the pencil and he was like yelling at them in Korean. They obviously didn't understand. I was like, bro, like, there's no point. I'll just explain it to them. And I was like, yeah, he's the producer of the show, and he's super mad because, like, he wishes that you guys open your eyes to and get away from the manipulation and brainwashing. But yeah, that actually happened to us, and he was like, my friend was super mad about it the whole time we were walking to Tokyo Tower. But that was an incident that happened. But yeah, looking at that, I was like, you know, like, I talked about highly educated people falling into the cult, right? But meeting attractive Japanese girls, like, they're Japanese. How did this cult even spread overseas, right? Like, Maple's Hong Kongese, and there was another Canadian, that appears in the documentary too. So how does he gather these multinational women to serve him? How does he brainwash them? That's like crazy. So these Japanese girls, like I'm saying, like they were extremely attractive. So we were like, wow, like how this is crazy, you know? Like normally in society you got pretty privilege, right? So like for pretty people it's a little bit maybe advantageous to live in society and get like better jobs and like, you know, get better treatment from males and stuff. But why do these people go into a cult and serve like a 60-year-old cult leader that says BS that he's God and stuff? It's crazy, right? And even like I hate to say this, but even if you look at Maple, she's pretty attractive too, you know? So it's just so bizarre. It's just so bizarre, right? Every villain has supporters, I guess, right? Yeah. They were probably Chinese girls that can speak Japanese. No, they were literally Japanese people. We Koreans and East Asians know how to differentiate between Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans. But yeah, that was just a crazy encounter. That JMS guy is similar to the televangelists in USA, all snake oil salesmen. But anyways, if you are interested about this cult story, like yeah, watch the Netflix series I Am a God on Netflix. Yeah. So there were still followers of Charles Manson after he was jailed. It's crazy. Okay, so anyways, this is some good news amongst all the tragic accidents and the you know, demotivating, sad news that's going on. So we are going to go into the main news of today, which is some updates about the NewJeans, Hee-jin, and Ador situation. But before we go on into it, let me give you a little bit of some good stuff, which is, of course, Piroso. So, yeah, this is my online store, Piroso, piroso.net, Biroso.net. We have authentic Korean products you have never seen before on the internet, only sold on Piroso. You can get your hands on like crafts and unique Korean products and such and such. Today, I just want to introduce you on top of that, like we sold already more than 55 units of these hoodies, so congratulations to myself and everyone who got them with a 10% discount. Unfortunately, the pre-order season is over, so you will have to now purchase it for the original price. However, on top of that, today's product I want to introduce you today is from Hanjirom. So Hanji means Korean paper. We have a particular Korean paper made like naturally textured, it's durable and all that. So these flowers you're looking at right now, they are not actual flowers. They are made by paper and they're carefully crafted by craftsmen that work in their shop. And you can get like magnets that are attachable. You can get like card holders that you can put your name cards on. Then they're neatly packaged. So yeah, they're neatly packaged like these. So if you want some interior in your house, but you're worried about like watering your plants and all that and maintenance and all that, no worries about this product. So if you just get these, they'll just brighten up your home, and you'll have like a lively feeling looking at these flowers, right? So just to give you a sneak peek on how it actually looks, I showed you this during the weekend, but they're neatly packaged like this. And they got English explanations over here. It's this size, and you don't have to worry about like it being damaged during the delivery, because we're going to pack them with air pockets and stuff like that. But if you open the case, this is the part I like the most. If you open the case, it just falls apart like this in an instant, and you can see the flower that is inside. Isn't it beautiful, guys? Right? These are not real flowers. These are, as I said, hanji, and yeah, you can see the white flower over there. There's a little yellow what do you call them? The core. Yeah, I used to know those words in science class in elementary school, but I haven't used those terms in a while. But anyways, look at the artistry over there, and you get like this little black, I guess, placement, station platform that they are on, and it's well secured. It doesn't fall off because they have cable ties over here. There is like an English explanation you can see. The camera's not focusing, but it's very, very unique and wonderful interior. I think it would be a very good present for anybody. Like if you go to someone else's home and you want to gift a very unique present, get something from Hanjiro. Of course, you can get smaller options like this. So if you open it, this is like a vase magnet over here, and as you can see, the flower is all made out of hanji. It actually looks like a real flower, right? And the vase is in Korean style as well. It's very, very light. I can't even feel that something is in the box. If you want a bigger product, a slightly bigger product, you can get the card holder over here. I'm pretty sure this is the card holder. Yes, this is the wood card holder, and you have a yellow flower over here with a wooden bottom, and there is a little crease in the middle where you can put your cards or like papers or whatsoever. So very, very subtle but neat touch to your home interior. And I've opened this new one over here, so there are different type of vases and flowers. So very cute, right? So go check them out on Piroso over here, and you can check each product out. You can just flick through and you'll see the other options and how they look. You can look at the descriptions over here. You can learn about Hanji on our website as well. Jin wrote a whole blog about the elegance of handmade paper, so all that kind of stuff. Very interesting. And just to let you guys know, we have more and more products coming in, such as this what do you call it, the Kiwa cup and plate set, available early February. So yeah, we have more and more products coming in, and one of our favorite products right now, most popular ones, is this facial cream. I don't know why, but it's been selling very well, and I guess like my my experiment using it on my face, and it actually getting rid of the what do you call it, the white skin that occurs when it's dry. That performance worked out very well. So yeah, if you want to get one of these facial creams, check them out. They are Korean, what do you call them, FDA approved, something like that, and it helps with de-wrinkling and anti-aging and all that. So check them all out on Piroso. Use the code KPC if you haven't already for a 10% discount. We love skincare. I could see that. Your skin looks so nice. Yeah, thanks to Raud over here. I apply it. Do you have your red colored lip balm for sale? No, I do not. You can probably get that in your local convenience store. Nivea. Yeah. After everyone made a fuss about how red it was last stream, I only applied a little bit of it. David, I will consider buying one of those magnets for my office and maybe my bro's new house. Awesome, Ryan. That would be great. Does it have fragrance? Because I can't have fragrance in creams. Oh, you mean this? It barely has any fragrance. No. Yeah, I can barely smell anything. It's just a little bit of amount that makes you feel pleasant. But it's very, very subtle. Very subtle, I can promise you. Yeah. I would say, like, if there is any fragrance in the scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's like 1 or 2. Right? We don't have lip balm like that in 7-Eleven? No way. You can go to like CVS or somewhere. I'm sure they sell it. Yeah. Yes, so let's go on into the NewJeans and Ador tea. We have had some progress going on. I know this has been dragging on, and it's going to be dragged on for another couple, at least months and years. However, in the middle, I let you guys know that there will be some updates here and there. So here we go. So starting with the most recent news, Ador asked court to stop NewJeans members from independently signing commercial deals. And K-pop agency Ador has asked the court to stop NewJeans members from independently signing commercial deals. Ador said Monday it submitted the injunction request to the Seoul Central District Court last week. The news comes amid the ongoing conflict between the agency and the Quintlet's members over the singer's exclusive contracts with Ador. The agency claimed that NewJeans members contacted advertisers in efforts to sign deals independently, despite the unresolved legal dispute over the validity of the group's exclusive contracts. Ador said the legal move aims to reaffirm its authority as NewJeans' management agency and prevent the members from independently pursuing advertising contracts and activities without the agency's approval. So I would say this is like an obvious thing to do, right? Like, because they're still in legal dispute, even though NewJeans declared by themselves that they're not under Ador anymore, they will operate under individual terms. They might even find a new label and such. Legally, nothing has been cleared. So even though they're in a limbo middle phase, technically under the status quo, they are still under Ador by Ador terms. Thus, there has been a lot of confusion by the clients and the advertisers, because they still want NewJeans, the girls, to advertise their products, but to negotiate deals and contracts, where do they have to contact? Where do they have to sign the deals with? Who is the person that puts the seal on it and the signature on it? So normally it would be in unison towards Ador, right? You would contact Ador's like I guess like advertisement team and stuff, and say like, I have a deal and I want to contract with NewJeans. But now, because this is all in the air, some advertisers are straight ahead going to NewJeans themselves, like maybe contacting the parents or just contacting them or their managers. And NewJeans might be approaching their previous advertisers in renewing contracts or like getting new contracts with new advertisers. They might be just approaching in a different way as well, like individually, right? So there's a lot of there's a whole traffic jam here. There's a lot of confusion. So we need to settle this. So obviously Ador would take this kind of move. I've seen a lot of netizens divided about this, that it's like a power move or something. While it is a power move, like as the article says, to set authority, it's a necessary power move, right? It's like an obvious thing, an obvious measure that a company would take before anything is resolved by the law, right? So I don't think anything's like very surprising in terms of this news, but a lot of netizens, as I said, are fighting against each other, saying like, oh, look who needs who now. Ador's frightened that they'll lose all the contracts from the advertisers and they're going to lose all the money, so they're trying to force the girls and pressure them to not approach advertisers and do freelance deals or whatever, blah 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 blah. There's a lot of narratives like that, but I just think, of course that there might be an ounce of truth over there too, but I just think it's just a inevitable, natural move that the company would do amidst of all these legal ping pong. And just reading some comments over here. Ador could care less about these young ladies. I don't know where this is coming from. I think like, even in a good way, or either in a good way or bad way, they care a lot about these girls because they're trying to secure. I mean, how could Ador not care about them? Because they're the sole group under Ador right now, right? So I don't know, like, if this person's trying to look cool or not, but Yeah, those saying Adore doesn't care about these girls, they actually do, because if they sign anything independently, they are breaching their contracts and can have legal repercussions. Yes, just sue them already. Oh, how the tables have turned. Who's scared of who now? Oops, I didn't mean to like that. But yeah, a lot of these netizens and internet comments coming up. NewJeans just cutting out the middleman for their bag. Yeah, I mean, for both parties, it's understandable, because in NewJeans' perspective, they're like, oh, we're free. We're not under their contract, so why do we have to pay Adore like 40% or maybe 60% even, who knows, of the contract fees? Like, we are going to have to take care of the legal fees anyways, and it's going to be astronomical. Why not we get that back, right? So in their perspective, they're like, since we're not under Adore, let's just contact them directly and cut the middleman. So that would be the right move to make. And Adore, seeing that, would be like, we will not let you do that. We will not let you poach our clients that we worked on getting and securing. And it's a very complicated situation. I think it's just gonna flow like this for a while. It's gonna be like uncharted territory. Like, I don't know how it's gonna work out, but it's all going to be settled at once by court at the end. Yeah. So they're both probably taking receipts right now. Adore is obviously taking action. So yeah. Right. And let's go on. Does Hee-jin still have to do anything with NewJeans? We don't know officially, but there is news. There is a little bit of news about Hee-jin that has there's a little update. So apparently, there's a company called Davolink. It's like a tech company in Korea. Nobody knows about it. It's actually listed on the Korean stock market, but I'd never heard about it. But this Davolink chairman came out and said he discussed founding a new company to sign NewJeans with Hee-jin. So what this means is, it's a very complicated situation. Let me first read the article. The company executive says he met with former Adore CEO Hee-jin to discuss investment opportunities for founding a new company aimed at signing NewJeans. Park Jung-gyu, the chairman of this tech company, told a local media outlet 10 Asia that he had a 3-hour conversation with Min regarding investment, and he expressed disbelief when she later denied the discussion. And Min is lying, Park said. We talked for 3 hours about investment and strategies to secure NewJeans. On April 22nd, Hybe accused Min of attempting to take control of the company by involving a third-party investor, leading to her removal as Adore CEO. The key issue centered around allegations of her engagement with external investors. So Hee-jin back then refused to she refused all claims that she was going around the back and trying to, get new investors and trying to poach NewJeans by herself with another company. And she said they were all allegations and they're all false. And she is still, even after this new person from Davolink testifying that he met 3 hours with her and such, even still, Hee-jin is refusing to say that any of this is true. So this is her stance right now. Obviously, this is going to be taken to court. I think if this is true, and if there's like a smoking gun, and if there's actually crude evidence that the Davolink chairman can provide, then it's going to be a very, very big loss and very big disadvantage for Hee-jin. She will probably not be able to get any kind of win or compensation out of this legal battle. So yeah, this was highlighted obviously because this could actually be the smoking gun and the actual evidence that Hybe needed. And I don't know where he was until now, but he decided to step up. So like on the opposite side, people are like, why did he stay silent until now? So there are a lot of questions being made, but I guess the court will be intelligent enough to filter through which is right or wrong and match the timeline and blah blah blah. So like if you look at the sentiment here, he's a snitch, lol. I think Davolin coming forward, they are trying to protect the mastermind behind all this. I still think it's a big Western label or someone links to SM. There are conspiracies over here. Minijin rules, she is a shark, should bring them out to Hollywood to hit the big time, all that kind of stuff. But apparently, so getting into the details of what happened with the conversation between the chairman and Minijin is, apparently during this 3-hour meeting, Park said that Minijin proposed a 5 billion won, which is like $3.43 million investment in NewJeans. So she requested investment money from Davolin. She said, give me 5 billion won if you want to acquire NewJeans, right? And however, Park suggested an alternative plan, so he refused the proposal Minijin threw at him, and suggested an alternative plan where Min could take over Davolin's management to secure the funds needed for entertainment projects. So that means, like, you know, making another company and making Minijin one of the biggest shareholders, or like the management or executive somewhere, and then like kind of like absorbing the parent company and becoming like the sole independent company, like operating NewJeans by themselves and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, M&A and all that kind of stuff. And Park also, the chairman also alleged that Minijin asked if it would be possible to take NewJeans out of Ador, and that she used derogatory language to refer to HYBE's chairman Bang Si-hyuk, calling him a fucking pig, something like that. I just translated. It's like 돼지 새끼. But as I said, Min has constantly denied these claims, so these are all allegations right now. And she publicly stated that rumors about investment deals and meetings with specific companies were all false. So we'll have to see. So everyone's eyes are focused on this right now. Yeah. Wait, what is everybody talking about in the chat? The waters are getting muddier in the Minijin and NewJeans situation. Yeah, that's what happens with these like huge conglomerate cases. You know, like, wait a second. I'm getting an emergency call from my mom, so like let me just take the call. Yes. Wait a second, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, so it's going to be a long court battle. Yes. Minijin is brainwashing NewJeans. Oh, is she a cult leader? Living sweetly. Remember Sun Tzu. Never interrupt your opponent while he is in the middle of making a mistake. Ador, HYBE are brilliantly dealing with the situation. I would say they have a more organized attempt to this. Like, they haven't been emotionally handling this or anything. They have been, you know, pretty, what do you call it? Pretty just professional. They've been very professionally handling it. Whereas Minijin and NewJeans is taking a totally different approach. So it's like more rational, professional, company-based, you know, measures versus very emotional, populism-driven, and like, I guess, image-driven kind of approach over here. So I'm not saying either side is right or wrong, because at the end, the court is going to be the decider of that. However, it's just very different. It's just a very drastic difference in how they are taking the approaches, and that's why the public is still divided, because, you know, some people side with the more emotional, and there's like more emotional evidence, and there's like group chat leaks and all that, and there are testimonies from the members themselves, and people like to side with the underdog narratives, right? Like the people who are getting oppressed by the huge conglomerate narrative and all that. Whereas there is this actual conglomerate that has the legal team that is putting out like dry statements and just handling with the the lawyers and all that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see who wins at the end. But at least judging by this piece of news, just presuming that it is true, then Hee-jin is in some big trouble. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And there is another news regarding NewJeans right now. So actually, one member of NewJeans is in more trouble than the others at the moment, which is Honey, because her E6 visa will be terminated if members end contracts with Ador. So, borrowing their own words and their own stance, they are no longer under Ador, right? They are independent artists. They are not under a label. So, if you were to follow their logic, Honey's visa is sponsored by Ador and Hybe right now. That is the reason she can stay in Korea and do activities and earn money under that visa, because she's a foreigner, right? She's Vietnamese. However, by their own terms, if they follow their terms, technically she is not allowed to stay in Korea, at least for long or even now already. And she's not allowed to do economic activities. So yeah, with NewJeans having wrapped up most of their schedules fixed by Ador as of this Monday, all eyes are on their next steps. Following the group's notification to terminate their exclusive contracts with the agency last November, no newly negotiated activities have been planned. This is why Ador is stepping up and saying they cannot strike independent deals with clients and all that right now. So NewJeans concluded their major commitments under Ador with an appearance at an award ceremony in Fukuoka, Japan on Sunday. While a few advertisement obligations remain, the group has completed all other engagements overseen by Ador's management. This development follows the members' announcement on November 28th last year, when they declared their intention to terminate their contracts with Ador. They said, "We will continue to honor our pre-existing schedules and advertisements as planned. We have no intention of causing harm to others through our contract termination." Since then, the group has participated in various events, including guest performances at Japanese duo YOASOBI's concert and appearances at year-end award shows both in South Korea and Japan. However, any future activities by NewJeans from now on would constitute a breach of their exclusive contracts with Ador, blah 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 about legal stuff. And also, the situation is particularly precarious for Honey, who holds a Vietnamese-Australian citizenship. Despite claiming her contract with Ador has ended, Honey participated in the Japanese engagement on Sunday using an E6 visa sponsored by the agency. If her claim of termination is legally valid, she could now be classified as an overstayer in South Korea. This would require her to leave the country, surrender her visa, and reapply for the visa through a new agency, a process that could take over 3 months, delaying group activities. So we don't know if she's resolved this already. We don't know if she has another company already sponsoring her. She's prepared all of this. I think with a group as the size of NewJeans and with their legal consultation and lawyer pool, I think they might already have a solution for this. But technically, just following what's out on the what's been published, technically she is not allowed to stay in the country and do activities. So yeah, but NewJeans Danielle got a new deal with Swiss watch luxury brand Omega. So we don't know if that was a remaining deal with Ador, if it was already signed before or not. At the moment, we don't know. Nothing is clear until they actually go to court and settle things up. Press the like button, hoodies. Yes, thank you so much. Think Honey may be out of the country at the moment. We don't know about that, right? So yeah, isn't it another breach of contract if another company sponsors her? Yes, there will be a lot of conflict of interest and breach of contract and all that kind of stuff. And we don't know. I think it's all just going to pile up until that ultimate court ruling. At the end, right now, hypothetically, if the court takes NewJeans' side at the end, then Honey, not being under a visa and an agency, if that's the case right now, it's going to be illegal. But if Ador wins at the end, then it might be legal because, NewJeans is still under their contract. So it's like a very complicated situation, right? Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? Anyways, that is the update on NewJeans at the moment. A lot of messy stuff, a lot of new legal battles going on in terms of advertisements, clients, breach of contract, visas, activities, and all that over here. So it's widely spread out. Who knows what the conclusion is going to be? Yes. And we're going to move on to more of the social entertainment news side of Korea. And in the meantime, thank you so much to Kelsey for the purchase on Piroso. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And if you would like to support the stream, in the pinned comment, you can find the PayPal link over there. And also, Super Chats help me a lot. So please consider supporting the stream. And check out Patreon if you want exclusive content podcast. I uploaded an early access of a podcast about shamanism in Korea yesterday. So there's a new episode up on Patreon only for the price of a cup of coffee over there. So yeah, before we move on into the social news over here, we have our sponsors, Soo House. So check out Soo House at Soo House Official on Instagram. It's an all-in-one community for international friends in Korea. Even if you're remote, you can access the app and friends virtually over there. Even if you're in another country, you can connect, you can play, learn in Korea over here. Check out this website landing page, and you can see how the app looks like over here. It's very, very neatly made. The interface is very cute, all pinky, and you can check out their recent events that are happening. They are doing a snow festival. They're taking a crew to the snow festival and the ski resort. If you want to go to a ski resort in Korea by yourself, it's going to be very challenging, so might as well go as a group, right? And there's a snowball party language exchange happening in Itaewon over here, a winter kimchi party. I think they have like kimchi, they make kimchi or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's going to be very fun activities. You can see all the beloved users. I appreciate the personalized learning paths that cater to my interest and goal, says Rajesh. And the audio resources are fantastic. They help me improve my pronunciation immensely, says Oh Soo-min. So go check them out on App Store or Google Play. You can go download them on either operation system over here. And thank you Soo House for sponsoring KPC Live. You can check out Soo House over here in the banner over here as well. Free events, tours, parties, classes, and more. It's the best app out there to hang out with Korean locals and fellow foreigners living in Korea. So download Soo House. You can also check out their Soo House Korean learning textbooks on Piroso or either the Soo House page. So go check them out. Thank you again for sponsoring. And back to the news. Yes. You need to go watch the podcast yet. Go check it out. It's one of the very interesting ones. Although the audio is a little bit glitchy, I'm sorry, I apologize about that. The content itself is going to be very intriguing. Yes. So, going on to the additional news we have for the day. This guy, you remember his big mistake last time? His hiccup? So he's the Squid Game actor Park Sung-hoon. He played the transgender role in Squid Game 2, and he accidentally posted a a porn version of Squid Game, the poster of a porn version of Squid Game on his Instagram story, and then he deleted it immediately, but the netizens were fast enough to capture it, and it got published on multiple media outlets, and he was very, very embarrassed and sorry and apologized about that incident. His agency apologized about it. Apparently the director was very uncomfortable and showed very uncomfortable reactions towards that mishap. So after that, the actor resigned from a TVN drama because of the inappropriate post fallout. So apparently he was supposed to be on this drama called The Tyrant's Chef. Amid backlash for sharing, he was supposed to be on this show, but they have decided that Park will step down from our production after long discussions, the drama producer on Studio Dragon said. And so I mean, this is just a one-liner news, but I think there's some factors to debate about regarding this news. Like, he made a mistake, and obviously he apologized about it. So was that a severe enough incident for him to actually step down and cancel his own appearance in from a drama? Like, do you think he should have just stood his ground, and since he apologized and it was a mistake, he should have been given a second chance and stayed in the drama production and the drama itself? Or do you think he did the right thing to step down from it? What do you think? He got the website taken down? I hate him? What does that mean? Wow, right? Just wow. He resigned, aka he was thrown out. They said mutually, so we don't know whose idea it was first for him to be thrown out of the drama. Maybe it was his, maybe he was too embarrassed, but at least they said mutually to the public. Yeah. OMG, it's just porn. He's a guy. What do we expect? Oh no, I started to like him after Squid Game, but I couldn't stand him on Queen of Tears. He's actually most famous by the series The Glory. He's known as Chun Jae-jun. Nobody knows his actual name, his real name. They all know him by the name Chun Jae-jun, which appears in Squid Game, The Glory, right? I think he apologized and moved on. I think he should have fought to stay. No, he shouldn't have. He was thrown out. Oh, really? Cancel culture is crazy. So I guess a lot of you think like it was actually a genuine mistake, and he should have stayed on the drama, right? Actually, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate today, because I'm gonna actually side on, I don't know who I'm siding with, because they said it was a mutual decision, right? I believe that he literally wanted to step down from the drama, and the drama agreed to it. And I agree for him stepping down, because I don't know when this drama is going to come out, right? But it's going to come out in the time frame of at least max 1 year, right? So obviously he's probably going to, be in some kind of romance lead or actor role. And when you have this kind of scarlet letter on you, like it or not, even if it was an accident, he will be known as the actor that uploaded that porn cover of Squid Game for a long time, at least for the near future, right? So for the drama viewers and the drama production, I don't think it would be beneficial for himself and also the drama and for the viewers for him to push through and act as like a romantic, guy in a K-drama with that label following him. So I think there needs to be time for him to actually, kind of blow off the image rather than immediately going into a drama production that might have a connection to romance in some sort of way. but everybody just remembers you as the actor of, you know, that shared the porn cover of Squid Game. So I by heart, I think, you know, by rational, you know, thinking, I also agree that it's a harsh measure that he's had to step down if it was forced, and that he was canceled from the show. But I do agree in terms of like TV ratings or like, you know, executive decision wise or like his own decision wise. Like he might have been embarrassed too. Like he's like, this happened to me. I can't play a role like that, you know? So, you know where I'm coming from, right? Like I'm not trying to blame him. It's just like result wise, it's not just going to be the best result or outcome for the drama. So, I think it might have been like a cut loss. Yeah. A loss cut, whatever you call it. So, that's how I see it. Yeah. It was a dumb mistake, but like it or not, he's already painted as that actor that shared the porn cover. So, you know, you can't do anything about it, right? You losing your job over a mild picture is unnecessary. It's an overreaction. It's not. He's not losing his job, right? Like I think he's thinking similar in my mentality too. Like he's like, oh, this is not the right time. Let's stay low for a little bit. Let's blow away the image. Let's wait a little bit, you know, and he can rest and take a vacation in between and all that. So, yeah. So, why is society so buttoned up? I know, right? I know. If it wasn't like a big deal in the first place in the press or the public, then he wouldn't even have to consider this option. But unfortunately, it was. So outcome wise, I think he decided to do the wise thing. Yeah. It's a shame he played his character so well. I know, right? That's so dumb. He will still be in season 3 of Squid Game coming out later this year. What are they going to do? Delete him from the show? No, I don't think they're going to delete him from the show. As I said, it's not like a romantic role, right? It's not, you know, you're not playing that nice prince kind of role in a K-drama. He's like a ex-military soldier that wants a surgery, and he is a transgender, you know, role in Squid Game, and he's like shooting guns and stuff. So I don't think this mistake is going to like the image isn't going to like actually hurt the role itself. But if we're talking about like a new drama and he's supposed to be like a romantic prince, then that just doesn't sit right. So he will come back. Yeah, he'll come back for sure. He's a good actor. He's been in a lot of nice series, so he's gonna take some rest. And yeah. Anyways, he lived. I don't remember. Yes, we never saw him actually getting shot, right? I think it was like kind of a cliffhanger. I think a few people, I think him and the amusement park guy were the last ones remaining among like that whole crew, that the rebels and stuff. Yeah. Squid Game director is a bit unhinged. He will be fine there. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. The Squid Game director even he accepted TOP. So, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Spoiler alert. I mean, by now, I think everybody has watched Squid Game to some extent. Even my mom has finished watching Squid Game too. Nancy G just putting it out there. Yeah, he's still there. Shouldn't we call him a she or they, right? Yeah, she's still there. I think it should be she, because the role wants to be the person wants to become a woman. So the proper way to call the person would be a she, like how the person wants herself to be called, right? So yeah, it's very hard. Anyways, speaking of romance and stuff, Seeking Love, Seoul City's matchmaking event has it all. So you know that these matchmaking events have become like a regular thing nowadays. In my past live streams, I've already introduced some of these matchmaking events at Han River and stuff. Apparently, it was pretty successful. And there were some couples that were made out of it. So Seoul City government is doubling down on it, and yeah, they're doing more of it. So the government is ready to play Cupid to help Seoulites find love on Valentine's Day. So that is in a month. Valentine's Day is February 14th, and the government and Hanwha General Insurance are jointly hosting a matchmaking event dubbed an exciting art night. The event is scheduled to be held at the Hanwha Insurance Building in Yongsan at 7 p.m. February 14th. Will invite 100 single men and women who are registered residents of Seoul to find their potential future partner. Is there an insurance for that? We're desperate. 한국 갑니다. I'm going to Korea. Resume event. Income per year, age, car, apartment. Yeah, so they require resumes because they want to like filter out like potential criminals and not potential but actual criminals, or like some people that are not like deemed, you know, healthy citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like if the person is, I'm sorry to say this, but if the person, it's just how the world works. If the person is unemployed and has no assets or nothing, and if he comes to a matchmaking event, then the probabilities of him or her getting a match is going to go down, right? And the agenda of the Seoul City government is to make as many matches as they can. So to drive that up, they're going to obviously try to bring attractive, good-looking, competent, high salary, well-established people and introducing them together. It's like Singles Inferno, right? So yeah. David, you gonna go? Goodbye, everyone. Good time. Yeah. What's Aaron? I don't know. I missed my last chance, but might go on this one if I'm still like by that time. If I still don't have anybody to go to the Coldplay concert. Yes, as Natasha says, income, age, likes Coldplay. That's gonna be on my resume. This might be my last straw. Yeah, this might be my last resort. So I don't know. But there is some tea that I heard. So apparently there was a post on Blind, the online community, and apparently from the former event, the Seoul City matchmaking event, there was a lot of prizes, right? There were like, you know, hotel coupons, hotel vouchers, like ferry vouchers, restaurant vouchers, and other prizes and stuff. Apparently, some smart people thought they could actually rig the results, and actual couples, like dating couples, if couples in relationships already registered individually, pretending that they don't know each other, because how are you going to verify, right? Like if you don't have Instagram pictures or anything, or you know, the government is not going to have a clue that you're a couple. So they signed up individually and they pretended to go along with the game, and at the end they got match made and they're already a couple, so they're fine with that, right? And they won like vouchers and restaurant coupons and stuff. Do you think that's smart, or do you think that's evil? That's pretty cunning, right? Isn't that cunning? Yeah. Lol, imagine going to Korea just for the event without a job and broke. I ain't got a car or an apartment, but I work for the Korean government now, so am I considered desirable? Yes, if you work for the Korean government, that means you're a 공무원, and 공무원s are among one of the top tiers of competent people. Yeah. That's so smart. Do you think it's smart? These people are getting freebies and good benefits from our tax money, our hard-earned tax money, and they're not producing the intended outcome of the event. They're not contributing to society, and they're just taking those vouchers for themselves, when there are actual people that fell in love over there, and they might need some boosters. But these couples, I feel like they're cunning couples. They should break up. Smart and evil. It's smart, but it's cheating. I know, right? So I might do the same. I might sign up with Anna, and I'll ask Anna, like, if they give us like 2 tickets, we can split, and then you can use one with your boyfriend, and I can use one with like a potential partner in the future. Let's just go together and act that we're like a matched couple and get the prizes and get out. Yeah, and then we can vlog it, and then upload it like 3 years later when nobody cares. Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be funny. Those couples better be having many babies. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. If you got the benefits, if you got those benefits from our tax money, you better be contributing to our society in some way. And having babies is the best way. Okay. So next news. So yeah, apparently there have been a sudden increase in New York City train crimes. So apparently people like randomly push people in the train tracks, and it's very dangerous, right? Because if a train comes, like, you're going to die, right? And like if the platform has no kind of barrier or obstacle. I've been to New York train tracks, and some are underground, some are above ground and stuff, but I've never seen like an actual, a barrier between the train rails and the platform. So it's just easy to actually push someone in there, and that's actually horrifying. And I've never even thought about that kind of crime, because in Korea, with the exception of some old lines like line 1 and some lines that are like totally outside and it's impossible to make these screen doors, all these subway stations have these screen doors. There's like you can see these screen doors over here, right? So they open. If you haven't been to Korea, we have these automatic screen doors. So unless the train comes and the door opens, you cannot fall into the train tracks or anything like that. So yeah, I thought it was always like a given, because I mean, in the old days, the Korean subways didn't have these, but I think ever since I was like a college student, every single metro station or subway station adopted these screen doors, and it's very clean. You can't really like throw litter into the tracks as well. Nobody can actually throw themselves into the train tracks, and that was the initial goal of these screen doors, obviously, because people were committing suicide at train stations, and it was causing a lot of mess. And yeah, to prevent suicide and prevent messes and prevent like traffic halts and all that, these were adopted, and now they're mandatory, except some stations. But yeah, it's pretty surprising to hear that these random crimes are occurring. Like, it's not even revenge or hate crime or anything. Like, people are literally just murdering people on train tracks. I don't know how much this is of like a societal issue or problem in New York or other countries, but just thinking about the possibility that a random person might be, passing by, and he's having a bad day, he's like a crazy person, and he just decides to unleash his rage into a random person and shove him down the train tracks. That's horrifying, right? So yeah, I think those screen doors should be adopted to most of the stations in the world. Yeah. Always be aware of your surroundings in NYC. Remember, our trains are 100 years old. People didn't do that back then. Yeah. Yeah. People are evil. Right. I think the bigger problem has been the robberies and SA attacks, sadly. Yeah, I think there's just too many problems to tackle all at once, but one by one, at least you can prevent like innocent lives being sacrificed by rando crazy crimes. How will the mole people get to their homes if they're a screen? What in earth are mole people? I always thought the glass doors in subways were made because of the fire incident in Daegu. I don't think so, because theoretically, if there was a fire in the compartment, then you'd have to get out. You'd have to be able to escape and climb up the platform. But if there are screen doors that are closed and you can't open it, then it's actually trapping you inside. But from my knowledge, the screen doors were implemented because of the suicides happening. Yeah. Okay, and we have some cute news over here. So obviously there is a lot of political turbulence going on, still going on in Korea. The whole martial law impeachment thing is, it's never ending. The protests are still going on. Now it's almost half and half, and I'm not even exaggerating. People are actually siding with the president. They're like, maybe the martial law was justifiable. Maybe he had a good reason to do it. And the reason people are thinking more and more like this is because of the opposition party just, overusing their authority to impeach the prime minister and other ministers, and prisoning other high officials and all that. And the conservatives are actually just grouping together and consolidating, thinking that the opposition party needs to be stopped. They need to be, they're like a train with no brakes, and they can do whatever they want right now in the absence of the president, and nobody's able to stop them. So yeah, the rates, the advocate rates for the president has actually sprung up to 40% right now from recent research polls. So amidst all of that, I told you last time that there is a arrest warrant for the president. So he's going to be arrested and detained and investigated, and now he's putting up a siege in his own house in Hannam-dong. He's not coming out. He's not letting people in. The Secret Service and his security is not letting the investigators or prosecutors or the police force or any external force enter his house. So there's actually physical conflict happening in front of his house right now. And on top of that, there are protesters from the opposite sides, different sides, protesting like for their own agendas in front of that place. So if you're in Seoul, don't go to Hannam-dong right now, because like it's a whole mess over there. There are like late night protests, all-nighters and all that. So yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. Yes, I said his approval rate rose. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people are actually, siding with him, because the reasoning, you remember the reasoning towards his martial law was that there are threats that towards our democracy, with the tyranny of the opposition party impeaching every single minister he positioned, and them not approving the bills for like essential policies and stuff, them trying to halt every single move the administration is trying to do. And he had like suspicions about like a manipulated election, and also the Chinese CCP infiltrating in the opposition party and trying to give our country to North Korea or China, and all these kind of things. While I think some of those parts are far-fetched, the Conservative Party, and also myself, I'm not leaning towards like supporting him right now. I understand the sentiment on why his approval rates are rising, because even after the impeachment, it was all good until then. Like, if the opposition party just stayed silent after the impeachment, they got what they wanted, right? But they got even more greedy, and they got painted as a tyrant right now. They got painted as like a unstoppable train of political power, and they impeached the prime minister. They're not letting the government do anything. They issued an arrest warrant for the president. They're trying to like jail him and all that kind of stuff. So it's getting worse and worse day by day, and the struggles are going on. And I guess the stalling of time is also giving time for the conservatives to consolidate as well too. But yeah, right now the polls are saying the president's approval rate has risen to 40%. So yeah, that's the current situation right now. So if you see the articles at the moment, like look at this. Why is Yoon's approval rate rising? The People Power Party, which is his own party, is also bewildered. They're even confused on why his approval rate is going up, and saying, this article says, President Yoon's approval rating has risen to 40%. So, yeah, right now, like, we can't predict what's going to happen. So people are actually saying he's got a shot in the Constitutional Court on not getting impeached. His wife is with him in his house. So, yeah, the news I wanted to tell you today is totally unrelated, but it's kind of related, indirectly related. So I told you there's a lot of protests going in front of his house right now, right? But there's something cute happening. So Korea kisses protesters are getting spotlight. So because it's super cold, I told you last night it was super cold, and that's why the 44 car crashes occurred and all that. And these people are against the president. They want them to be him to be impeached and dethroned. But also on the conservative side, they're using these too. So these are like, what do you call them? Like thermal blankets, right? But the scene, the picture of them actually have all of them having these resembles the Hershey Kisses. So the press is calling them Hershey Kisses, and they have like taglines like "This is democracy," illustrations like that. So people are captioning them "Kisses protesters," and because this issue isn't resolved and it's ongoing, a lot of foreign press is just reporting about this day and day. And first it was about K protest. They also attached the K there, of course. K drama, K cosmetics, K beauty, K pop, and now K protest. A lot of reporters said that, and they said like, the protesters are getting young, they're fighting for democracy, and they're putting out K-pop light sticks, and rather than doing political chants, they're singing to K-pop songs and stuff. So that was the start of the K-protest hype. And now, because of these thermal blankets, they're now coined as kisses protesters. I don't know what to think about this. It's cute. I guess that's my comment about it. That's just it. But yeah. Bewildered. I know, right? So, yeah, on top of that, I have some more fun news before I end the stream. I think I have 3 more news. We have 370 people in the chat. Appreciate you all watching. You might have noticed you're not able to chat real time if you're not subscribed to the channel. So please consider subscribing, and you'll be able to access all my live streams real time with the notifications. And also, we only have 127 likes at the moment. Please just lift a finger and press that like button, and let's get that to at least 200, 250, and 300. If you enjoy the live stream, if you could show some support, that would be amazing as well. So let's wrap up the stream with these additional news over here. So I don't know about your own countries, but I know for a fact that these electric scooters have been widely adopted to many societies and cities. I've been to, I think in New York they have electric bicycles. I've seen a lot of these in California. I think I've seen some of them in European countries as well. Yeah. But anyways, coming back to Korea, they're now in a trend of getting banned. So people hate these scooters now. So the bustling streets of Hongdae and Pampo are now have officially banned these scooters. They are electric scooter free zones, and it's a part of a broader effort to address safety concerns and growing complaints about the scooter's misuse. The enforcement will follow a month-long educational period in February to help residents and visitors adjust to the new rules, and by March, violators can expect penalties as the metropolitan government works with police and scooter operators to crack down on e-scooters in these areas. Atlanta actually put a curfew on those because of people riding them recklessly. Yes, and that's that's basically the public sentiment here too, because even though they're widely adopted, the majority of people don't really use them that much. It's only like very young people that are using them, and they can actually go up to like 20 kilometers per hour, which is pretty fast. And the rules are still very gray, like whether you ride it on the road or on the pedestrian walk, or how fast can you go. If you crash into some person, like what about insurance and all that. And a lot of people ride very fast on the walks as well, and old people don't have like fast reflexes, so there have been a lot of accidents as well. There have been cases where like students have illegally been driving them. So apparently you need a driver's license to get into the app, but these students find a getaway, a way to just use their parents' identifications or somehow and ride these, and students have been injured. There have been multiple cases of collisions in the roads, and they end up very bad because the person doesn't have that much protection, and you're just basically getting thrown off into the road. And there have been CCTV footages of people actually flying in the air while crashing into a car with one of these scooters. So more and more people think they are dangerous, and they do not provide more pros than cons. So yeah, the cons are definitely outweighing the pros. And for me, I actually owned my own individual electric scooter for a while until it got stolen. So who said Korea is safe? Korea is not safe in terms of bicycles and scooters. So my scooter literally got stolen in front of my office. I chained it up. The person got like a saw or whatever and took it. It was like a $500 scooter. It still hurts and stings. I asked the police. I filed a report, but they were actually very what do you call it? They were actually very helpful about it. They actually conducted a lot of like investigations and CCTV footage analysis and all that, but never found it. Anyways, I don't care anymore because I don't ride them anymore. But the trend is that they are getting banned in Korea, and I feel like the whole country will ban it in the near future, because like if we're banning it in Hongdae and Pampo, those are one of the most busy and popular districts, I don't see, like, these are businesses too, right? So they need revenue, and if they don't get revenue, they will just wither away. So I think not because of the law, because of the revenue and the low usage rate, I think they'll just start disappearing. So it's only going to be the people that own their own individual devices that can roam around, but they will still be restricted in riding them in certain areas as well. So all in all, I think the rate of riding these scooters are going to decrease. Yeah. So let me know how it is in your own countries. It's good to have these zones for the safety of pedestrians. They annoy me. The sidewalks in my neighborhood are small and they take up space. Oh yeah, I remember now. I saw a lot of them near the Anaheim area, nearby Disneyland. Yeah, I saw a lot of them there. Yes. And hi, David. I love my ring I brought from Burozo. Thank you, Ray-chan. Thank you so much. That's a famous meme, the flying scooter rider. Ooh. Anyways, yeah, that's that. And Another news, cute news is, try to guess. Try to guess. I'm not going to show it in the, yes, it's in the caption, but so foreigners' favorite at CU stores in 2024. What is the winner? What do you think the winner is? What do you think number one is? So we covered banana taste milk last time, the unique barrel shape of it, and the nostalgia and dramas, you know, making hype, and travelers and tourists, you know, going crazy over the banana milk. And number 3 in 2024 was a 17 album. I guess they did like a special release in CU. But what do you think number one, the number one sold product was in CU stores for 2024? Oh, it's actually in the caption. Darn it. Okay. It's in the comment. I thought it was here, but it was actually right here. Well, people are guessing anyways. Pepero, no. Pepero is only for like a limited amount of periods. Ramen, no, it wasn't ramen. It wasn't skincare. It wasn't the triangle kimbap. Those are all staples, but surprisingly, it was Dubai-style chocolate was its top-selling item among foreign nationals at CU convenience stores in 2024. That's very ironic, isn't it? Because they're coming to Korea and Korean convenience stores, and they're trying to get unique Korean products. And I can see why, like, a lot of K-pop fans came to Korea, and then there was like the 17 album sale, and there's the banana milk. But Dubai style chocolate, that's not even Korean. Dubai chocolate is like a trend that was going on TikTok and stuff for a while, and I don't understand. I've never had Dubai chocolate before. Is it good? Is it good? It's not choco pie. It tastes like regular chocolate, does it? A lot of people said it just tastes very sweet. So according to the firm's analysis of tax refund sales data, approximately 20 billion won worth of the chocolate product was sold, surpassing the longtime favorite banana-flavored milk from local food firm Pinggure. Indonesians led the purchases, accounting for 49% of total sales. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, they have like pistachio spread inside, and they gained significant attention in South Korea and all over the world. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know why. That's wild. That's wild, I know. So social media driven that trend, yes. Dubai chocolate are overhyped. I had some and it was a letdown. I still haven't had it. Maybe I'll try it after I go home. Oh, banana milk is delicious. Wonder if the trend will fade. I think it's already faded. Yeah. Okay, we have the last news of the day. This is some good news in my perspective, and for humanity's sake and Korea's sake, I would say. Male parental leave reaches record high, surpassing 40,000 in 2004. So you all know, while Korea is a patriarchal society, one of the, I guess, downsides of it at the same time was that males are expected to be masculine and also the bread earners, and if they apply for parental leave, then they were looked down upon, and it wasn't approved. Yeah, like even for the females it was hard, but like imagine a male like asking his boss, I just got a baby, like I need parental leave. I want to get fully paid. Of course, it's a government policy, and the company is obligated to grant it. But like, it's just very. If you think about internal company dynamics and atmosphere, it's just very hard. There's a lot of pressure on you. But this is very great news that males are finally being able to use their rightful rights and benefits, right? So as of November last year, 3 in 10 people taking parental leave were men. Wow, that's great. 3 in 10, that means 30%. A record high and a 20% increase from the previous year. According to the Ministry of Employment and Labor, the number of male workers taking parental leave is expected to surpass 40,000 for the first time when December's figures are included. Wow, that is great. That's great. The figure covers those eligible for parental leave benefits under the National Employment Insurance System. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And yes, it has been climbing from 20,000 from 2019 to 30,000, and now we've hit 40,000 finally. So hopefully it gets up to 100,000. But sadly enough, even if I get married, I won't have those benefits because I'm a freelancer. I'm a business owner. So yeah, this only applies to like big private firms or companies or uh, government run facilities and organizations. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't get married and won't have any babies. That's sad. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. So come to Korea, men, and marry a Korean wife. Get your beautiful baby. Go on parental leave and make our country flourish. Yes. How long is parental leave? I have no idea, but I am searching it up right now, and it says you can use it up to max 1 year. But in 2024, they extended it to max 1 year and 6 months, and you can chop it up into 4 different times. So you can use it as like, I guess, 3 months and 5 months, 6 months. I'm not sure about like the details, but you can use them in different, like 4 times. You can split it up into 4 times. So that's great. That's great. Of course, it's not going to be favorable in the perspective of the company, because like if you have a worker that's coming in and out 4 times, oh, I want to work like 3 months, and then okay, I'm going on parental leave, and then it comes back for a month, and then I'll go on parental leave for 4 months, back and forth. Then the work is going to actually be affected. So I don't know how the companies are going to handle it, but if there's no population, there's no company, there's no economy, right? So this is our priority. Yeah. So I don't think a lot of people use it to the fullest extent, though. Yeah, most people would just use it until they actually need it. hmm Yes, that is great news. I know, right? Yeah, I'm just getting a call from somebody from an unknown um, thing, but I think that is my call to end the stream today. So yeah, we've been streaming for I think 2 hours now. Yeah, below 2 hours. So as I pledged in the early New Year, I'm gonna shorten my live streams because first of all, I'm super cold right now. I just have to film this really quick advertisement integration part for the upcoming podcast episode, and once I'm done with that, I'm out of this place. Yeah, I'm super cold. My feet are freezing. Yes. So that's John. Yeah, I actually texted John yesterday as saying that a lot of people want you in our lives, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm showing around my New Zealand friend that are traveling Korea right now, but next week he's gonna be available, so he's gonna drop by next week." Yes. I know someone who worked at a Korean company and her pregnant boss took 1 week of leave and expected others to do the same. Whoops. Oops. Everyone's different, right? Yeah. So go warm up, dude. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'll have to stick around for an hour and a half at least. So, yeah. What will the topic be for the podcast episode? It's about shamanism. So let me give you a sneak peek of it. You can actually go on Patreon and you don't have to pay. You can actually get a sneak peek of, I think, the first 3 minutes or 1 minute of the episode, depending on the function. So let me actually try to access it with a non-logged in account. So if you go to, oops, this is not it. Okay, anyways, I'll just show you over here. So if you go to Patreon over here, This is the newest episode that is up for early access. It's about Korea's elite 1% and its secret obsession with shamanism and rituals. We talk about shamanism in general, powerful people following it, some sort of rituals and superstition Korean people have, how it's portrayed in Korean dramas and movies, its clashes with other religions, and all that kind of stuff. And with our regulars, Anna, Subini, and Kelsey. And I think you will be able to play it for at least like a minute over here. Yeah, I think you get like a free minute play. So go check it out. Go check it out. I put in a lot of like unique graphics as well. Like put in like trailers from Exuma, and I can't find it, but yeah, put in a lot of like additional information. So go check it out, guys. Go check it out. You think you saw John and Ashley B. Choi's vlog? I think John actually mentioned working with Ashley the other day because she's a host of Arirang Radio, right? And John is like this writer of Arirang, so that makes sense. Okay, this person is calling me like crazy, so let me actually end the stream over here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go check out Piroso at piroso.net. And thank you, Soo House, for sponsoring. And thank you, everybody who sent Super Chats and PayPals. And everybody who signed up for Patreon. So I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Living Sweetly. Bye.